Hi guys, this video will quickly show you the difference in the 6 different stages of clay. It's really important you become familiar with these because certain things you can do in certain stages and other things you cannot. Working from most wet to most finished, we're going to start with slip is basically a watered down clay that is used as a pottery glue, and we keep it at school in these red bottles. And those of you working from home were given a small container. It's about the consistency of a melted milkshake or a thick milkshake. Okay, it's used as a glue to bind. The second stage, plastic, is really the stage in which you're going to work in your clay the most. Plastic clay is how it comes from the factory. It is soft, it is pliable, it is moldable, you can build with it. And this is the type of clay we would work if we were working on the pottery wheel. But in order to keep the clay soft and pliable and moldable, it must remain wrapped in plastic. Otherwise, it's going to dry out. So always keep your clay wrapped so it doesn't dry out. The third stage, leather hard clay, is clay that has stiffened to the point where if you were to roll a slab and hold it, it's not going to flop over on you. It's also a great stage for cutting very precise shapes without squishing them and making them go every which way. It's also a wonderful stage for carving into the surface of clay without your image distorting too much. And it's also a really good stage for piercing. And I like to pierce with a slightly sharper knife. Piercing is that process of cutting directly through the clay to remove a shape, almost as if you are carving a pumpkin. See if I can shape out here. Okay, so leather hard clay is fantastic when you're building architectural structures that need some support, and it's also great for surface decoration. The next stage is bone dry clay, and bone dry clay refers to any clay that has hardened and it is bone dry. It is a very light gray. It is extremely brittle. It will crack quite easily and crumble easily. If you try to move or adjust bone dry clay, it will snap. There is no flexibility in this, and once it is perfectly bone dry, it is ready to go into the kiln. When we put it in the kiln and it fires at approximately 1900 degrees, it turns into bisqueware. And this is an example of a piece that was fired, a little perfume bottle. You notice the clay has become very white, and you notice too that it sounds more like glass when you ting it compared to the bone dry that sounds like wood. Okay, so this has more of a glass-like sound. If we were to break this, it would shatter, it could cut you, and we cannot recycle it. There's no turning back the hands of time. Once you have bisque fired your clay, you cannot recycle it. It needs to go in the garbage if you don't want it. Okay, the final stage is glazeware, and that's when we take our bisque and we coat it with glaze, usually 3 coats, inside and out. We never want to glaze the bottom because it will stick to the kiln shelf. And we refire it, this time at about 2200 degrees, a little hotter than your bisque firing. This allows you to have a finished piece of pottery that you can eat or drink out of safely and enjoy. So those are the 6 stages, ranging from slip to plastic to leather hard to bone dry to bisque to finally glazedware. Make sure you're familiar with these and you can distinguish between all of them. Thank you very much.